Is anyone a fan of the movie Cinderella? When her raggedy clothes magically turned into this gorgeous blue dress? Perhaps you're a fan of the classic Steamboat Willie. But who was the person behind all these movies and TV shows that are watched from all over the world? The answer to that question is a man named Walt Disney. I myself have watched Disney movies and TV shows all the time growing up. I can probably sing every lyric to Man Out of You from Mulan. I've also been to Disney World several times and loved every second of it. These creations that Walt has really made a difference in my life. It truly inspires me to chase my dreams and to never grow up, no matter how old you get. Today I'm going to talk about Walt Disney's childhood, his struggles, and finally the future success that came later on. Let's start with his childhood, and that started in the early 1900s. Although many think that Walt's childhood was full of ponies and rainbows, that wasn't always the case. This is a picture of his family. An article from biography.com states that Walt grew up with one sister and 3 brothers. They're not all shown here, but this is just a few of them. Their family was often poor at times, so him and his siblings helped bring in the money to help support their family. They struggled quite a bit. When he was a young boy, Walt always wanted to be an artist. Surprisingly, this dream of his was not supported by his father, Elias Disney. According to an article by Eric Johnson, Elias told his son that he needed a real job. His father was often harsh about it, but this didn't stop Walt from chasing his dreams and guiding to his path to success. Though their relationship wasn't the greatest, Walt's father taught him that good, honest work would pay off, and it sure did. As Disney grew up and lived on his own, he strived to reach his goal, and he had his own tough times. This is when he was first starting out his career as an artist. Although he tried to be optimistic, times were hard for him. He actually started in his office in a dirty barn. That was his first job as an artist. When things started to look up for him, he made some poor business decisions and went bankrupt. After that, he decided he needed some help with the business side of things and asked his brother Roy to help. From then on, things were really looking great for the Disneys. Cohen's article states that after he was copyrighted for his original character, Oswald Rabbit, they decided to start from scratch and come up with a new character. They came up with Mortimer Mouse. Mortimer Mouse. Walt's wife didn't like that name too well, and thus Mickey Mouse was born. This is when Walt Disney's success began. The first ever animation with Mickey Mouse was Steamboat Willie, of course. Everyone loved it. Although Walt had many animations before Mickey, this really kicked off his success. Here's a chart of his success. Although even after Walt died in, I think, the 60s, his success continued to grow. His success continued to grow as the years went on. He became an instant sensation just like that. He filmed 100 feature films, with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs being the first. He went on to develop more and more movies and TV shows. He even produced live-action movies with animation in them as well. Mary Poppins was the last major production he helped produce before he died of lung cancer. Well, we've discussed Walt Disney's childhood, his struggles, and the success that came from all of that. This is a timeline of his life. There's just a couple things on there that major big points in his life. Like 1919, Walt Disney was born in December 5th. This is 1901. He was born December 5th. 1919, he had his first real job as an artist. 1924, established first cartoon studio in Hollywood. 1925, He marries Lillian Bounds. 1928, introduced Mickey Mouse as Steamboat Willie. 1955, Disneyland theme park opens in California. 1966 is when he died of lung cancer. And 1971, Walt Disney World was opened in Florida. Disney was a remarkable person, through and through. Even though he had his difficult times, he never ceased to chase his dreams. Just know that it all started with a mouse. Walt Disney.